Hi everyone, my name is Tejana Swami. In this video, we are going to discuss about the some of the questions related to ESR spectroscopy. Now, let us see the first question. Electron spin resonance is observed for the atomic hydrogen with an instrument supplied electromagnetic radiation of frequency that is 1 into 10 power 10 Hz. Okay, if G value for that electron in the hydrogen atom is 2.003, okay, what is the magnetic field applied? Okay, so here they have given beta E, that is Bohr magneton for the unpaired electron, that is equal to the 9.3 into 10 power 24 joules per Tesla, and Planck constant, that is H is equal to 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joules per second. Okay, now they have given option A, that is 1.212 Tesla, and option B, that is 0.356 Tesla, and option C, that is 2.712 Tesla, and option D, that is 0.126 Tesla. Okay, so let us solve this question. So if you see this question, okay, here, okay, they are given the frequency, that is mu, that is equal to 1 into 10 power 10 Hz. So they are given frequency as well as they have given G value, that is Landau splitting factor. So for unpaired electron, so 2.003. Okay, so and also they have given beta, that is Bohr magneton. Okay, they have given 9.3 into 10 power minus 24 joules per Tesla. Okay, so next they are also given Planck constant, that is 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joules per second. Okay, so they are asking apply magnetic field, that is B naught. So we are going to calculate the value of magnetic field applied. So we know that from the basic principle of the ESR spectroscopy, the frequency of the electromagnetic radiation, that is mu is equal to Gs beta into B naught by H. So this is the formula for the frequency of the electromagnetic radiation in the case of ESR spectroscopy. So now this is the energy required to transfer the electron from ground state to the one spin state to the another spin state. So now here they have given Gs and beta S and Planck constant and frequency. So they are asking to calculate this B naught value. So they are asking this B naught. So now let us take it this B naught. Okay, B naught is equal to H mu by Gs into beta S. So if you substitute these values in this equation, so you will get B naught is equal to, okay, the Planck constant, that is 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 into 1 into 10 power 10 Hz by Gs, that is 2.003 into beta S, that is 9.3 into 10 power minus 24. Okay, so by solving this one, that the value of V naught, that is equal to the 0.3557. So it is nearly equal to 0.356 Tesla. Okay, so we got 0.356 Tesla. Okay, so in this way we can calculate the value of applied magnetic field by using these all parameters. So here the correct option is B, that is 0.356 Tesla. Let us move on to next question. The ESR spectrum of methyl radical has dash. Okay, here they have given option A, that is 4 hyperfine lines with intensity ratio 1:3:3:1, and option B, that is 3 hyperfine lines with intensity ratio 1:2:1, and option C, that is 4 hyperfine lines with intensity ratio, that is 1:2, 2:2, 2:1, and option D, that is 3 hyperfine lines with intensity ratio 1:3:1. Okay, so now let us solve this question. Okay, this is very simple question which is asked based on the calculation of ESR lines. Okay, calculation of the number of ESR lines for a molecule. So let us solve this question. Now here they are asking the ESR spectrum of, asking about the ESR spectrum of methyl radical. So this is a methyl radical. So here in this methyl radical, okay, we have two kinds of nuclei. One is carbon and hydrogen. Okay, in this case, carbon 13 is active and carbon 12 is inactive. So they should not mention. They are not mentioned whether it is carbon 12 or 13. So in that case, we can simply take it as carbon 12. So this carbon is inactive. So here hydrogen is active. So here for hydrogen I is equal to 1/2. So at this case, we can simply use n plus 1 rule. So where n is equal to number of nucleus, so that is number of hydrogen atoms are 3. So 3 plus 1, that is 4 lines. So there are 4 lines we can observe in the case of methyl radical. So in the given options, we can observe 4 hyperfine lines in option A and option C only. So we can eliminate option B and option D. Okay, now let us find out whether option A is correct or C. Okay, which one is correct? So now in the intensity of these 4 lines. So for intensity of these 4 lines, okay, it can follow the Pascal triangle. So according to Pascal triangle, so this is the Pascal triangle. So if you get the 1 peak, so that is 1. So if you get 2 peaks, okay, it will be having 1:1 intensity ratio. If you get 3 peaks, so it will be having 1:3:1 ratio. And if you get the 1:2:1 ratio. And if you get the 4 peaks, okay, it will be having 1:3:1 ratio. Okay, so here in the case of 4 hyperfine lines, we can observe this kind of intensity. So we have 1:3:1. So in that case, the intensity of these 4 lines, that is 1:3:1. The correct option is A, that is 4 hyperfine lines with intensity ratio 1:3:1. Now let us move on to next question. Okay, the number of hyperfine lines in NH2 radical. Okay, here they are asking number of hyperfine lines in NH2 radical in ESR spectra. Okay, now here they have given option A, that is 10, and option B, that is 12, and option C, that is 8, and option D, that is 9. Okay, so let us solve this. Now here they are asking about the NH2 radical. NH2 radical. So in this NH2 radical, we have 2 kinds of nuclei which are ESR active. So here we can observe active nitrogen and hydrogen. So this nitrogen high value will be having 1 and it will be having, so it will be hydrogen. So high value for this hydrogen, that is 1/2. Okay, so here in this case, okay, we can simply apply 2n plus 1 rule, and here we can apply n plus 1 rule. So here, okay, 2 into only one nitrogen atom is present, so 2 into 1 plus 1 into, okay, in the case of hydrogen, we have 2 hydrogens, so 2 plus 1. So here, okay, 2 into 1, 2 plus 1, that is 3 into, okay, 2 plus 1, that is 3. So total 9 lines that we can observe in the case of NH2 radical. So here we can observe 9 hyperfine lines in the case of NH2 radical. Question. Correct option is D, that is 9. Move on to next question. The number of hyperfine lines in CH2D radical. Okay, so here they have given option A, that is 10, and option B, that is 12, and option C, that is 8, and option D, that is 9. Okay, so now how many number of hyperfine lines that we have observed in the case of CH2D radical? Okay, now let us solve this question. So here CH2D radical. So here this carbon is inactive and hydrogen is active. So this hydrogen, okay, this hydrogen will be having high value, that is 1 by 2. So this deuterium, that is D, it will be having high value, that is 1. So now let us calculate the number of fine lines, the number of hyperfine lines exhibited by this CH2D radical. So for this 1 by 2 spin state, so we have n plus 1 rule, and for this I is equal to 1, so we have 2n plus 1. Okay, so here number of hydrogens, that is 2 plus 1 into 2n plus 1. So where 2 into n is equal to 1, because only one deuterium atom plus 1. So here 3 into 2 into 1, that is 2, plus 1, that is 3. Okay, 3 into 3, that is 9 lines. So there are 9 hyperfine lines that we have observed in the case of CH2D radical. So in the case of CH2D radical, you can observe 9 lines. Now the correct option is D, that is 9. Okay, so D is the correct option. Now let us move on to next question. For an unbound electron, the value of Landau factor, that is G value or G factor, will be equal to dash. Okay, now here they have given option A, that is 1.0098, and option B, that is 2.0023, and option C, that is 3.0015, and option D, that is 6.0621. Okay, so which one is the correct answer? Okay, now we know that for an unbound electron, the value of G, okay, that is the Landau splitting factor, that is 2.003. So the correct option is D. So that is 2.0023. Now let us move on to next question. So which of the following will not show the electron spin resonance spectroscopy, that is ESR spectroscopy? Now here option A is free radical, and option B is paramagnetic materials, and option C, that is transition metals, and option D, that is diamagnetic materials. Okay, now here they are asking which of the following species will not show the ESR spectroscopy. Okay, so the ESR spectroscopy exhibited by the species containing the unpaired electron which is having non-zero spin. So in the case of free radicals, okay, they are containing unpaired electron which is having non-zero spin. Okay, in the case of paramagnetic species also we can observe unpaired electrons with non-zero spin. In the case of transition metals also, okay, most of the transition metals will exhibit the unpaired electrons. They are containing number of unpaired electrons, more number of unpaired electrons. Okay, so that's why, okay, these option A and option B and option C, okay, they are exhibiting the ESR spectra. So these are not correct answer. So option D, that is the diamagnetic materials, so they cannot show the ESR spectra because they are not showing non-zero spin. So that's why here the correct option is D, that is diamagnetic materials. Okay, the substance which are expected to show electron spin resonance spectroscopy, that is ESR spectroscopy, when atoms and molecules of the substance have dash. Okay, so here they are given option A, that is no net electron spin, and option B, that is no net electronic magnetic moment, and option C, that is no interaction between the electron spins and an applied magnetic field, and option D, that is unpaired electron spins. Okay, now in this question which is based on the requirement of the ESR spectroscopy, okay, which kind of molecules will show the ESR spectrum? Okay, now the main requirement of the ESR spectroscopy, okay, if any molecule will exhibit the ESR spectroscopy, okay, that should be contain at least one unpaired electron which is having non-zero electron spin. Okay, so in that case, okay, option A and option B and option C are the not correct answers. Okay, only, okay, the option D, that is unpaired electron spins. Okay, this is the main requirement of the ESR spectroscopy. So okay, here option D is the correct answer. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day.